Hey guys, I'm super excited to bring you finally what I wanted to do a couple of weeks ago, and that is put together like the dream skincare routine. And the dream skincare routine couldn't be done for $100. So you might remember that my buddy Michael and I put together a complete $100 skincare routine a couple of weeks ago. And it's a great skincare routine, like 7 products covering all the categories, really effective products at affordable prices, and you can have a complete effective skincare routine for $100. That was the point of it. But our dream routine would be clean, meaning that all of the products in the regimen would be clean, would have no irritants in them or potential irritants, no toxic ingredients like chlorphenazine. And so anyway, we decided at the time that if we couldn't put together a clean skincare routine for $100, let's do 2 routines. Let's do a $100 routine, and then let's do our dream routine. Like, we'll pick out the 7 products that we think are, that we know are clean, that are super effective, and not really worry about the price, and let's see where it lands. So it just so happened that we were able to put together a 7 product clean skincare routine and come in at under $200. And in fact, it comes to about $175. So I'm going to take you through all of those products, and then I'm going to, if I remember, excuse me, I'm going to show you something that I think is kind of hilarious that came to my mind as I was writing the companion blog to this video. So let's just start right off the bat with cleanser. So we have a cleanser, we have a toner, we have vitamin A, C, and A, B, 3, and C. So a vitamin A, which is a retinol or bakuchiol alternative serum, vitamin B3, which is niacinamide, and of course a vitamin C serum. And then we have a moisturizer and a sunscreen. And the sunscreen is probably the one product that I'm most excited about, because I'm introducing you to a brand new clean sun care brand that I discovered a few weeks ago. And this is just the first time I'm talking about it. So it's exciting for me. And I don't know why I'm all of a sudden hoarse. I haven't, I guess, talked yet today, so I had no idea that I was going to be hoarse. But anyway, so we're going to start off with the Inkey List. Of course, you want to look for affordable products, right? And the first place you want to go for affordable products are the democratically priced, my term, democratically priced brands, which are the Inkey List, The Ordinary. Those are the 2 most popular. And then there's the new entrant, Fourth Ray, and one of our products in the routine is from Fourth Ray. So the Inkey List Oil and Water Double Cleanser. So you get your double cleanse in one product. It's kind of interesting. I shook it up before I could show you. Well, you can see that it's kind of separated. So you have the oil layer and the water layer. The oil layer contains sea buckthorn and almond oil. I think that orangish color is coming from the sea buckthorn. If I'm not mistaken, it imbues that deep orange hue into any product that it's formulated with. It. So this product's really kind of cool. Like, you shake it up, so you combine the two oil and water layers, I guess, and you can see it's got that bright orange hue on my hand, and you just rub it in. You use it really like a cleansing water or a cleansing oil. So you use it on dry skin, massage it into skin. You can either tissue it off or rinse it off with water. I have found both work equally well. And I've found too that it does a really great job of breaking down sunscreen. So it really does function as a cleansing oil. And that's what I'm looking for at the end of the day, when I want to take off any sunscreen. And this product really does the trick. The only ding I would make on this, and I would make it on one other product, which is the 4th Ray niacinamide, is it has a small amount of phenoxyethanol, which is a preservative and can be a skin irritant. And it's only allowed in formulas at 1% or lower. So by Sephora's clean standards, phenoxyethanol is allowed in a formula. Whether the ingredient is perfectly clean or not, I guess, is debatable, but there are no real clean standards. You have to go to retailers like Sephora, Folin, and Credo, and they all have put forth clean standards. And so Sephora allows phenoxyethanol at lower than 1% in a formula. And so it's included here. It's not that big a deal, particularly if it's only in 1 or 2 of your products. If it's in everything, then you're getting a lot more of it into your skin. But this is just a terrific cleanser. It comes in at $14. It's perfect for kicking off our dream routine that amounted to $175. So second, and very much similar to the fermented essence / toner or toning essence in our original $100 skincare routine, we have a fermented essence here from the indie Korean skincare brand, K-beauty brand called Purito, or is it Purito? Not sure. I'm just going to call it Purito, and it sounds a little nuts. I was kind of joking in the blog that it sounds like a classification, like an Italian word to classify a certain type of olive oil. Like you have your extra virgin olive oils and your Purito olive oils. So Purito apparently is a combination of the English word purify and the Chinese character. I don't know why a Korean brand is looking to the Chinese character. I know they use some Chinese characters in their alphabet, but the Chinese character for soil, which is to. Maybe that's also the Korean word for soil, but so pure soil, right? So ingredients that come from the soil. This is a clean essence, toning essence that we're using as the toning step in the regimen. It's called the Fermented Complex 94 Boosting Essence. And it says that it contains a fermented complex of 94%. I find that a little hard to get my mind around, considering the first fermented active is the second ingredient in the formula. And so if you look at a formula as comprising 100%, the first ingredient is texture enhancer butylene glycol, which is all well and good, but I don't know how you get to a fermented level at 94% if it's not the first ingredient. That makes no sense to me, but no matter. Just let's toss the 94% aside. It's a really terrific formula. So again, the second ingredient is lactobacillus, which is rice, fermented rice extract. Terrific, really skin replenishing and nourishing for the skin. It has a super lightweight but silky, you see it, feel to it. It's just a terrific toner. Everything extra goes on the neck. It also has, interestingly, dandelion extract in it, and I didn't realize that dandelion was a thing in skincare, and apparently it's a really good antioxidant. So whatever. You can't get enough antioxidants in your skin, and most of the time it doesn't matter where the antioxidant is coming from, which botanical it's coming from. There are a slew of antioxidant botanicals. Plants just have really amazing powers to help protect your skin. There's also, what does this say? It's a 3-in-1 pH balanced skin layer and skin toner. So they recognize that it's a skin toner as well. And it also has 3% niacinamide in it. And so let's just jump right to the niacinamide serum since I've already mentioned it. So 4th Ray is new to the scene. This is the sister brand of ColourPop. If you know ColourPop, they're like an e.l.f. The brand Elf, they have super inexpensive makeup, or NYX, with their, $7 lipsticks and all of that stuff. And so anyway, Fourth Ray is kind of the companion brand to ColourPop, the sister brand of ColourPop, skincare brand. And this is just a really terrific clean. Again, has a little bit of phenoxyethanol, but other than that, it's a clean formula. Niacinamide serum. There's 10% niacinamide in it. If I remember correctly, the product is it's either $14 or $15. I think it's $14. It has, again, 10% niacinamide. It's a little bit more pulpy, or thicker than the toning essence that I just tested. But it's a really terrific formula. 10% niacinamide, you can't go wrong. It has sodium hyaluronate, which is the salt form of hyaluronic acid. And the salt form of hyaluronic acid, sodium hyaluronate, happens to be more skin compatible. So your skin recognizes it and absorbs it better, more deeply, more effectively, and more thoroughly than hyaluronic acid. So this contains the best form of hyaluronic acid, sodium hyaluronate. It also has, interestingly, calendula extract, which I'm assuming is where it gets the yellow hue. Just a really good serum, really good niacinamide option. Is it my favorite niacinamide serum? No, that would be the Paula's Choice 10% niacinamide booster. But that product, I think, is $45. So why boost the regimen up by $30 more than it needed to be? That would have taken it north of $200. And so here we have a really terrific, clean niacinamide vitamin B3 option for just $14. Can't go wrong with that, in my opinion. Next is this gem. So we included this actually in our original $100 routine. In fact, if I remember correctly, it was the most expensive product in the routine at $54. And so the Herbivore bakuchiol, this stuff is like liquid purpley gold. So if you're not familiar with bakuchiol, I talked about it in my blog with my 5 bakuchiol picks a couple of weeks ago. This particular bakuchiol, of all of the dozen or so bakuchiol serums in the world, the ingredient is so new that there's only about a dozen in the world. I have searched the world over, and I know what they are, where they're coming from, which brands are offering them. This is the single bakuchiol serum that has the most bakuchiol in it. All the others have something around 1%. This one has a whopping 4% bakuchiol in it. I love this formula. Do you see that? It's aloe. The second ingredient in here, all over the neck, is aloe. I think maybe the fourth ingredient was glycerin. And it also has, speaking of ferments, it has radish ferment in it. And really, you can't get enough ferments in your skincare. Skin loves fermented actives. They help to enhance absorption of all the other actives in the formula. They also help to break down the ingredients. As you're applying them, the fermented actives help to break down the ingredients and, again, aid absorption. Fermented actives are super nourishing, replenishing. Skin loves ferments. They're super healthy for you. Again, of course, this is 100% clean, like everything else Herbivore makes. This stuff is terrific. I honestly, this is one of my favorite discoveries of the year, for real. Next up, so we have our cleanser, we have our toner, we have our vitamin A, we have our vitamin B, and next is, of course, vitamin C. So The Ordinary, if you're looking for a vitamin C serum, really, you don't need to look much further than The Ordinary. They have 8 vitamin C products in different forms. They have products in silicone suspension, which are kind of thick, pasty. They have vitamin C's in oil, which is this one, along with the vitamin C in its tetra ascorbyl something, some crazy like 95 character long vitamin C word that I never remember. That one's in vitamin F. They just have, and they have, of course, the pot, the vitamin C powder. That stuff is amazing. So I had never, interestingly, tried the ethylated ascorbic acid 15% solution. It's clean, and it has 2 ingredients. It has ethyl ascorbic acid, and it has propanediol. Propanediol is a it enhances absorption, which is what you kind of want, right, in a vitamin C. And it's a glycol. It's kind of oily, so it helps to keep the vitamin C in here stabilized. There's just literally no way that this vitamin C will become unstabilized. In this opaque glass bottle, it's in propanediol. There's a very narrow mouth, so air isn't going to really get in here by the time you've used it up. It's a terrific product. I can't believe that, like, when did I discover The Ordinary? Two and a half years ago, and I'm just now getting around to this one, and I love this stuff. I love applying it. It's super light. It absorbs pretty quickly for an oil-based product. Usually the water-based vitamin C's absorb better, and they're easy to use, but they're also not as stable as one that's in an oil base. Terrific stuff. Really, really good. And this, if I remember correctly, is $18. There are 2 $18 serums, the one in vitamin F that I kind of considered my standby for a long time, and then this one. They're both $18. You can't go wrong with either of them. This one, really terrific option for the dream routine. Next up is this relatively new moisturizer from Paula's Choice. You know, just an iconic brand. You know that I talk about Paula all the time. She's like my muse. Like, if I ran into Paula, I would literally speak to her, and I don't talk to celebrities. Like, it's like that, okay? So we have here from Paula's Choice the Omega Plus Complex Moisturizer. It's loaded with omega fatty acids, omega-3, omega-6, omega-9. Fatty acids are really terrific for the skin. The skin welcomes them in. It recognizes fatty acids as molecules that it's already made up of. And things like I just talked about, sodium hyaluronate, right? Like ingredients that skin recognizes. Squalane is one of those ingredients. When the skin recognizes it, it doesn't try to fight it off. It doesn't resist it. It welcomes it and draws it in, and your skin really benefits from ingredients like that. So the omega fatty acids come in the form of chia seed oil, flaxseed oil, and passion fruit seed oil. All 3 super rich in omegas that are terrific for skin, really pro skin health. And what's so crazy about this product, and I joke about this in the blog, is I always love when I'm writing packaging copy for a skincare product, for a moisturizer, to say that it's like whipped, or, you know, light whipped, or light as air, or fluffy, or whatever. And this product is actually that. Like, literally, it's like cream, whipped cream. It's like, it's that thin. It goes on like that. It feels so like velvety on the skin. It's like, it's just a pleasure to use. I know I sound crazy sometimes, but seriously, it also has, I think the number 2 ingredient after water was shea butter. It's not expensive in the least bit. It's $35. And if you follow Paula's Choice, if you sign up for their alerts, you know, or their emails, you know that they offer usually site-wide 20% every couple months. Every once in a while, they'll do category discounts, like all moisturizers will be 20% off, or all bestsellers, or whatever. So I actually got this at 20% off the $35. But in tallying the regimen up, I counted it as 35 because you just never know. But really, it's a terrific moisturizer. It's a clean formula. It's packed. There must be 75, 80 ingredients in it, and I would say 3/4 of those are botanical plant oils or botanical extracts, antioxidants, all kinds of replenishing plant oils and extracts in here. Terrific moisturizer. You can't go wrong with it. If you're looking for a moisturizer, this stuff is gold. It's the texture, the makeup, I would think means that it's great for a really broad range of skin types, from very dry all the way to oily. Unless you're super oily or acneic, you have acne-prone, blemish-prone skin, you are going to need some sort of other treatments for that. This is a great option for just about everybody on earth. And it's clean, and it's only 35 bucks. Okay, so that takes me to, I need to unveil this, my latest clean brand find. You know, like in the last couple of weeks, I've talked about Ethique, I've talked about Codex Beauty, both new clean indie skincare brands. And here we have a clean indie sun care brand. It's called Solara. I think the name is genius. How this wasn't taken already, I mean, come on, it's brilliant. And so this brand was founded by a woman named Stephanie De Pisa, I think. She's a Paisan, which means a fellow Italian of mine. And I actually had the honor of speaking with her over the phone. I had reached out to her about the brand, and I learned that she created the brand. She started working on the brand 5 years ago. She had, been vacationing on the shore with her family, and had applied sunscreen to her 8-year-old son, and he broke out in a horrible rash. And so at some point she identified, or she knew because it was so immediately after, that it was toxic sunscreens, chemical sunscreens that did that to her child. I need to take a water break. And so anyway, she decided, you know what? There was nothing out there at the time that she trusted that was clean. And I find it so amazing that she set out to create a clean sun care brand before the whole clean wave was even like on shore, right? You couldn't even see the clean wave 5 years ago. And so it's upon us, and all of a sudden she could not be any more timely. I'd even called it Time Traveler, which I love. So I talk all the time about how when people ask me for recommendations on I need an anti-aging cream. Like, what is an anti-aging cream? It's just marketing nonsense. The whole term anti-aging is nonsense. There's no such thing. The only thing, in my opinion, that it's anti-aging is sunscreen, and this stuff is terrific. It's $42, Time Traveler Ageless Daily Face Sunscreen with Plant DFNS. I have to look into that. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but I do know that the product is loaded up with non-fragrant plant oils, antioxidant plant extracts, botanical extracts, and it contains 20% non-nano zinc oxide. It has no white cast whatsoever. It blends in really well. So can you see? And if you notice, see this glow I have? Like, yeah, my skin is healthy, right? Like, it's normal, it's healthy. But this glow, this like crazy healthy radiance is from Time Traveler. And I noticed it, of course, the first time I used it. I was like, whoa, that stuff's pretty remarkable. Like, not only is it protecting my skin, and not only is the formula clean, but it gives me this like really healthy radiance. It's like superhuman. It's crazy. But this stuff's amazing. You have to check Solara out. Love what Stephanie created with this brand. It couldn't come at a better time, and it was the perfect sunscreen selection for our dream routine. So that's it, guys. $175 or thereabouts, less than $200, of course. $175 for that entire regimen. The entire regimen: cleanser, toner, vitamin A alternative, vitamin B, vitamin C, moisturizer, and sunscreen. All that for $175. You know what else costs $175? This ridiculous jar of Clé de Peau. This is why I say all the time, expensive skincare is almost always nonsense. It's almost always marketing spin. I know I knock Creme de la Mer all the time. They even jumped theirs from $175 to $185. It's a jar of nonsense. This is a jar of nonsense. It's $175 for nonsense. The the list of top 10 ingredients is all crap except for glycerin. Everything else is texture enhancers. It's really heavily fragranced. It's texture enhancers, formula stabilizers, and denatured alcohol. $175 for this intensive fortifying cream from Clé de Peau, or everything else in the dream routine. You decide. That's it, guys. Be sure to check out my my blog with all the links to all the products, the ingredient list, full explanation of each of the 7 products in the regimen, and you too can have a dream routine for just $175, and it's perfectly clean. Or you can have a jar of crap. All right, guys, have a good one.